Good stuff, good stuff. Okay, I should be back up. Thank you for waiting. That was something. Yeah, so for a bit of context for what would now be a new video going onto YouTube and Twitch, this is the second stream I'm currently doing for tonight. And before I got cut off last time, I was about three-quarters of the way through um, the Wolf Chickens story called Salvation. I was editing. Now earlier on tonight I was editing Outrider SG's story, then moved on to the Wolf Chicken. That was stream 2. So you can consider this kind of stream 2.5. And if this is your first impression of Lyrebird edits, then well, it can only go up from here because I had a bit of a technological snafu, I guess is what you'd call it. Snafu sort of makes it seem like it would be fun for me, but I don't know how fun it was for me to have both my keyboard and my mouse stop working at the same time. But everything else was good, so I could chat, but I couldn't move the screen or do what it is that I do on Lyrebird edits, which I think is edit stories, but I seem to spend a lot of time with my computer dying. Alrighty, so I'm back. And we were editing the last little chunk of Wolf Chicken's story, so I'll go through that and we can start up again. And it's right, I like Sean with the what's happening with my words? What I was going for was Outrider SG with the optimism. At least it's not lagging. Hey, it's not lagging. I haven't dropped any frames yet. Long may that last. Good stuff. Stream's back up, everyone is settling back in. Apologies for the technological stuff. Lee Everett, always a pleasure to have your wonderful YouTube input. Just filtering through into my chat box, just lovely. Nothing brings more joy to my heart than my YouTube comments. The very last thing that somebody mentioned was, finally, 2 times in 4 sentences. When she finally emerged from the sanctum of the woman's lavatory, so there are two finally. See, Linda finally felt at peace when she finally emerged, so definitely cut out one of them. Probably that one. When she finally emerged from the sanctum of the woman's lavatory. Good. Something I was talking about last stream. Excuse me. Yeah, that's right, Psycho. You only missed a little part of it. I was, although you missed Wolf Chicken's, like most of Wolf Chicken's story. I recommend going back and watching the YouTube upload. This has been a lot of fun working through this one. Feedback without context. What could go wrong? Thank you, Naz. Thank you for the blessings. I like to think that whenever I sneeze in the general direction of the ground, I'm sneezing onto my carpet, thus blessing my carpet with the holy microbes that come out of my nose. It's kind of like a bless you, isn't it, for my carpet? I don't know what I was going for there. I don't really know what I was thinking of when I said that. Now the one thing that I really want to highlight about this story is the flash of purple. I was going to make a point about that's right, a flash of purple caught her eye. It didn't look like it saved that change. Now this is basically the central focus of the story. This is the central focus of Linda's fascination. I like how we don't know exactly what it is until the very last sentence. However, I think we can be a little less vague about its place within the story. A flash of purple caught her eye is nice, but I don't know if that's like from the hair of the HR lady or if it's like something else within the fridge. Make it clear that this is her salvation and that when she's trying to recompose herself, she's just thinking back to this flash of purple. Keep coming back to this flash of purple. It is the central object of Linda's drive, of her motivation. Now, make this a little bit clearer. I think we touched up on this section before we cut off the last stream. Let's work a bit here. Time was working against her. The end of the day was fast approaching. This should have been a good thing, but it wasn't. So, 3 sentences here. But they're all linked by a comma and crushed together into one. So, simple fix, just make them 3 again. Don't be afraid to have slightly shorter sentences. In fact, one of the biggest things I'd like to see within this story is a slight variation in the sentence length. That means that you have more or less a good control over the story, but by varying the sentence length, you can give it a bit of life, a bit of motion for the reader to engage with. Just adds like a little extra level of engagement. Kind of like an issue, I think. Cody with my precious snot. Yeah, I agree with the silent prayer sentence. I didn't feel, I wasn't really feeling that. Do you like the silent prayer, Ernst? Maybe we can find a compromise between the two of them. And to be fair, Sayaka, you don't need to be transgender to enjoy purple hair. You can be whatever you like and enjoy purple hair. Or you can have normal hair and you can be whatever you like. Purple? No, it was blue, sorry. Back in the 90s, I think like Japan went through a phase of blue hair was like one of the most popular colors for women. And I think that's why one of the central characters in Evangelion, which is like the typical 90s anime, she has blue hair. And it's not because that was like a stylistic choice from the animators. I think it was because people at the time in the 90s were like, wow, blue hair, this is great. And I don't know if that's just complete bullshit, what I just said, but it's my impression of 90s Japanese fashion. I don't know. Am I right? Am I wrong? Was that a bit of fake news that I just stated as fact? I don't know. R.I.P. your joke. Yes, how dare you? How dare you try and make a joke at the expense of other people, Sayaka? Let me correct you. Let me set you straight. Don't worry. Squeeze time. Yeah. Let's go back to what you, however, mentioned here with the silent prayer. It rubbed me up slightly the wrong way when I first read it. Maybe not for a silent prayer. Maybe because of how it was structured within the sentence. She found the break room magically empty. That's okay, magically empty. She sent up a silent prayer to the responsible people of the office who were busily working at their desks. She should have been one of them, but she had other plans in mind. Make this into its own sentence, but then again, we're starting to double up on the, not green, we want yellow. Starting to double up on the pronouns here. She sent up a silent prayer to the responsible people of the office who were busily working at their desks. So, this in my head means that she's praying to those people rather than sending up a prayer to God in thanks for the responsible people. That's why it throws me off. She sent up a silent word of thanks or prayer for the responsible, for those responsible individuals that probably, for me, this reads a little bit better. She set up a silent pro for those responsible, hard-working office drones who are busily working at their desks. Can I get dutifully working instead? That might be a little stronger. Busily, dutifully. I don't really mind either way. Old facts are facts by name. True. I mean, it's got facts in the title. You can't go wrong with a fact, especially if it's an old fact. Outrider SG says cut busily. Yep, I think if you've got drones there, that might even work a bit stronger. Or just say working, busy working. Yep. Good suggestion. Allow me to... Oh, not search Google for that. Copy. And paste it as a comment here. Outrider SG suggests... better yet, describe how they look like a hive of bees. Good suggestion. Yanking the refrigerator door open, comma. She quickly began... You don't need quickly. Began to search... in fact, just don't even begin to. She scanned the food containers for expiration dates. Nearly half of the contents of the fridge were long past their best by date. We've got best by date, expiration dates. You can just say past their best. Any of these would be good candidates for a stomach ache. Can you flesh this out a little more and give us some fine scale detail of what delectable items are on offer? Delectable is sarcastic, of course, because none of these are delectable. What happened there? And there it was, a shining jewel of salvation. I put colon there. Linda pulled the seal bag from its perch on the door's shelf. The liquid sloshing at the bottom of the bag made her stomach lurch, and she steeled herself for what was to come. She forced up one long breath and then quickly opened the bag. Pushing her fingers into the... You don't need quickly. Pushing her fingers into the slime and fuzz, she reached around blindly, feeling for the best candidate. Boy, did she find one. Enveloped amongst the soft folds of egg white were crunchy bits that should not have existed. She shivered, remembering the delicate tendrils of mold that covered the egg like soft winter coats. Remembering the delicate, but this is happening in the present tense, so she shouldn't be remembering it. She should be fondling the delicate... Yep, I'm gonna suggest that. I think that's a valid suggestion. She shivered, fondling the delicate tendrils of mold that covered the egg like soft winter coats. Make it gross. Like that grosses me out when I think of that. So why not put it in? Why not? What could go wrong? Without a second thought, Linda liberated the rancid boiled egg from the bag and shoved it in her mouth, swallowing it whole without chewing. This is the penultimate closure of this story. Two suggestions. One, make sure you're varying sentence length and to improve the flow. Improve the flow, improve. Three suggestions, actually. They're really basic suggestions. Two, make sure that your sentences do not all start with she. Easy fix. Three is the most complicated thing, and that's be mindful of the pace. There are some great moments here that can be milked out for all they are worth, but some of them fly by really quickly. E.g., the end. You can, with the aid of smaller sentences, build up to the final moment where she pops the egg into her mouth. That in and of itself can be several sentences in length, in addition to what you already have. Other moments include other moments such as the initial break room description with the two ladies can also be extended to good effect. Overall, I really liked this story. So loved this, love how the story began, and the quality and care you placed in building up Bill as a horrible human being. Really engaging. Like, I really liked the first page. This was a really strong piece of writing. Again, you can extend it out as well, so other moments such as the initial break room description can be extended. Also, more Bill, please. Give us more of his horrible... Like, you don't have to give us more, actually, but, like, you can... take us into moments in his past that relate to the present tense. Give us a few more classic Bill moments of the past that relate to Linda's current situation. This kind of reminded me of Agretsuko, which is a Netflix special that I watched with my girlfriend. Which is about the work culture in Japan. It's a little Netflix funded anime. It's very, very good. And Bill reminds me of director Ton, who is a pig. He's not in the chauvinistic sense. He's a literal pig, and they're all animals and they're all in an office. It's a really good series. Have you guys seen it? Agretsuko on Netflix? It's really good. Let me go and read some comments. Sorry, you guys have been talking. We've got some reactions to fondling, yes. Hey Adi Safari, hi! Welcome to the stream. Sorry for ignoring you for a little while. I've just been focusing in on the end. Do I have a word quota, Outrider SG? What's my word quota? I guess I'm still online, Solar Star-Lord. Yep, 10:53. I'd usually be online at this time. Yeah, hi Pumpkin Pie Addict. You've just caught the tail end. I'm actually going to edit a little more tonight. We'll start with Naz's story. And then I'll call it quits in about half an hour, 45 minutes. And that'll make it 3 people I've edited tonight. I usually don't do that. Yes, hi. Hi, welcome Pumpkin Pie Addict. No, I've done 2 stories in the past before, Sayaka. This is in your comment, so you've done more than 1 story today for the first time. No, there have been times in the past where I've done 2. Yeah, Naz, I'll get around to yours now. Agretsuko was the name of the Netflix special, Naz. Agretsuko. I changed the title of my chapter and considered that my day's work. All in a day's work, Pumpkin Pie Addict. Yeah, it is an anime, that's right. Weeb talk. Yes, I'm a closet weeb. Yeah, sure, Solar Star Lord. I'll just got your message. Cool. I won't look at it tonight over stream. I'll look at it off stream in my own time, okay? Because I'll do Naz's story right now. So yeah, thanks for sending it over. I'll give it an eyeball when I have some time, okay? There you go. Ah, Nothing wrong with stealing a good idea from anime. Nothing wrong at all. Actually, yeah. What is? Wait, did you tell us your idea? Who was telling us about their idea for a story set in Japan? I don't think it was you, Maze Blue. It was someone else. Because you haven't been on in a while. Yeah. Hmm. Good stuff. Okay, cool. Just a little wrap up here. Thanks Wolf Chicken for sending this over. Really liked it. There's so much character and sort of awkward humor in the first page alone. There's a whole lot there that I really liked. Um, I think you pulled off Bill really well. You can even make it longer. Like I want more, not too much overbearing Bill, but there are some moments there where you can just sprinkle in a bit more detail and it would be really nice. I'd say focus more on the second half of your story, trying to really hone home the fact that Linda, in her desperation, catches something. There's this flash of purple and she needs to really hone home on what this is. And we as readers need to feel like it's monumental when she finally gets there. Um, yeah, it's fantastic. Thank you for sending that over. Um, so I'm going to shut down the stream now, change the stream title, and then we'll start with Naz's story. So give me like 2 minutes and I'll do all of that and I will be back soon.